Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Denise. I am a manifestation and mindset coach. Today we are going to talk about circumstances, and we're going to talk about circumstances from the perspective of being the operant power. And I want to talk about what being the operant power is to start with, okay? And what it isn't. And what being the operant power isn't is I need my reality to change so that I can feel better. I want you guys to really think about that for a minute. And yes, we are manifesting consciously, creating consciously so that we can have a manifested experience that is in alignment with our desires. However, on the bridge to getting there, it's really important and imperative that you understand what being the operant power really is. And it is the ability to hold in consciousness the fulfillment of your desire, regardless of what is happening in your manifested reality. And that's the part that people struggle with because we are coming from a perspective and an assumption of my reality makes me feel, right? It makes me feel, period. It either makes me feel good or it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel fulfilled. It makes me feel successful or it makes me feel unsuccessful and it makes me feel like a failure. We have this idea that reality makes us feel, and that's not the case. We are the cause to reality. Reality is the effect of our internal state of feeling or assuming or being or whatever your self concept. Um, so it's really important to stop yourself when you're seeking or needing or looking at your 3D reality for change and wanting it to show up differently so that you can feel better, and understanding that that's the band-aid you've got to rip off. Is that let reality be, leave it alone, drop it, stop looking at it, stop touching it, stop trying to change it, stop waiting for it to change. Just literally let it be. It's just giving you information. It's telling you where your consciousness has been. That's it. So let it be. And you be the operant power by saying to yourself, no matter what's happening out here, I have the free will and the ability to hold in here the fulfillment of my desires. I can tap into those feelings regardless of what's happening around me. That's how you are the operant power. It is in your imagination that the power resides. In your thoughts, in your assumptions, in where you put your consciousness, your awareness, your attention. Literally, that's it. Like your attention and your awareness, the same thing, I'm just using different words. Your awareness, your attention, your consciousness, that is your power. That is the creative force. That's it. So you don't need to try to make your 3D change. Let your 3D be how it is and persist internally in the wish fulfilled in your imagination with your thoughts and your assumptions, with the imagery that you're giving yourself. Hold in your mind what you want to be experiencing in your reality. That's the best way to explain it. You hold it in your mind through whichever modality feels good for you. There's no rules about visualization. There's no rules about inner conversations. If you've heard rules, throw them out the window. The only thing that matters is that you're putting your awareness on a preferred experience and that you're feeling good about that. That experience that you're putting your awareness on in your mind feels good to some degree, even if it just feels neutral or gives you relief. That's it, right? So throw your rules out the window. Just learn to hold in your mind, holding in consciousness, holding in awareness, holding in attention what you would prefer to experience in your reality. That's really holding the self concept of the receiver of that experience. That's what you're really doing. If you want to peel back all the layers, what you're really doing is you're holding a state of consciousness, irrespective and regardless of what's happening around you. You're saying, this is who I am. I feel fulfilled. I feel abundant. I feel love. I am. I choose, however you're wording it, but that's what you're doing. When you are being the operant power and persisting in imagination with thoughts, scenarios, assumptions, ideas, conversations that feel good and feel fulfilled to you, feel fulfilling to you, That's what you're doing. You're holding your state. You're saying, I'm the recipient of these behaviors, these experiences, these conversations, and I don't even need to rely on them showing up out here. I'm the operant power. You see what that is? I'm the operant power. I'm choosing it persistently and consistently, dropping what's happening out here and choosing it internally. And, I get that at first when you start this, you're kind of going against what you're seeing around you, right? Like it can be challenging to hold in consciousness a reality or an idea or a concept that's completely different from what is manifested outside of you. I understand that. And it can feel like a lot, and it can feel like you really have to discipline yourself. And yes, that is true. It doesn't always remain that heavy. I think that's what discourages a lot of people is they think they're going to have to do that for the rest of their lives. And yes, it is it's a lifestyle. It's a change. It's a shift in consciousness. You will do it for the rest of your life. However, it will not feel as heavy because as you persist in holding fulfillment, ideal reality, ideal circumstances in imagination, holding your ideal self-concept, as you persist in that, you will naturally start to push it out. And so your reality will reflect back and it will start to become easier. Now, that said, it still doesn't mean maybe some people do just fly on autopilot and they're good, but I still have to put myself in check. I still have to, excuse me, I still have to, in moments, remind myself of being the operant power and what that really means, and to just sit, be still, know that I'm God, let it be, and give it to myself, fulfill myself in my mind. I still do that, and I still go through a little process where I do that, right? Like, it's much different than it used to be. And I'm sure that there will be a point in time, maybe in this realm, maybe not, where it is just automatic because that is the dominant state consistently. And that's what I'm striving for, but I'm not there yet. And I'm okay with that. But that said, it still is a completely different experience than how I was consciously creating a year or two ago. Completely different experience. Much more enjoyable, much smoother, yeah, yeah, more effortless. That seems like a weird thing to say, but yes, more effortless. Um, so that's what I want you guys to grasp and understand is that being the operant power doesn't mean I can change my reality. Being the operant power means I don't have to change my reality because the power is what I'm providing myself through consciousness. And I have the power and the freedom to be conscious of anything I choose in any moment I choose. And to be honest with you, while it does seem like discipline and effort to retrain our brains to think from a more fulfilling perspective in imagination, it actually doesn't take any more energy. Thinking a thought of fulfillment or perfection takes the exact same amount of energy as thinking a thought of non-fulfillment or imperfection. So chew on that for a little bit. Start to retract your attention and awareness from your 3D reality and pull it in more often and give yourself permission to give yourself fulfillment with your consciousness. All right. All right. I'll see you guys next video.